Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. This is Carol Parisi, our founder Jack Roser, and myself. Today have Dr. Arie Friedman with us, who is running for Senate District number 29, and we are talking about Illinois' dampened economic growth and fewer job opportunities here because of all of this stuff that's going on, like all the bureaucracy we have in place. Now, we were talking a little bit about healthcare during the break, Dr. Friedman, and what were you just saying about tort reform and how the redistribution is what the ultimate end game is,
you had mentioned
in a way?
You had mentioned to me that you had heard protesters saying that why should we have tort reform in Illinois? It'll just allow the rich doctors to buy more houses.
Well, and let me interject, the rich doctors that pay $1.5 million in malpractice insurance
Right.
to the tune of $6,000 per week. So go ahead, I'm sorry.
And I think that that's really just shows how fundamentally the other side doesn't understand the free market system and why it produces prosperity. I mean, you should use your skills and your talents to produce as much wealth as you can, and then you'll go out and hire people and build more clinics if you're a physician, and do great work as a doctor, and feel that you're being rewarded for that. Mm-hmm. As opposed to creating a system which is designed just simply to strip the wealth off of people who've worked hard for it. And I think that when we can have a philosophical argument with the other side till the cows come home. Mm-hmm. But in this country, we have 50 states, and you can see which states have done well and which states have not. And the ones that have done well are the ones that understand that smaller government, less government interference in the market, allowing people to achieve their own best successes and the rewards that come with that is the way for everybody to be prosperous.
Everybody to be prosperous.
As opposed to Illinois and New Jersey and New York and California.
That's the federal system, not the national one that Obama wants, where he wants to be your protector from the evils of capitalism and freedom.
Right. Right.
Well, innovation. I mean, when folks make more money, they have more money to spend to put in the economy. The more money that's going into even retail, which is horrible right now, the retail stores will start hiring more people, buying more products to sell. It makes sense.
This thing runs on confidence. Obama and the people that are running Illinois, the Democrats, let's stick it to them. Who owns this problem?
Right.
They've had both the House and Senate downstate. Mm. They've had the governor for a long time, and they've had that pixie that's been running Chicago for so long finally has left, and there's one more like him that's running Chicago again. They own this problem. There's no sense pretending otherwise. They've got the national reputation to go with it. So we've got a disaster of an economy. And how do they get money into it? Well, one way the Democrats have gotten money was, we mentioned the trial attorneys. Madigan's big on that. He's in the trial attorney business himself, and they shovel the money into him by the millions because it makes money for all of those kinds of attorneys. Then the next thing they've got is the teachers union, which is the biggest one of all. I mean, what they have done to the K-12 system with the teachers union, and you teachers out there, you're at work in such a lousily managed thing. Thank God there's so many of you out there that have personal integrity, because they've taken the dues, which run from typically $500 to $1,000 a year, and 80% of that is determined by the U.S. Supreme Court. 80% is tribute to the union for union use. Only 20% of your dues are going for any representation they might be giving you at the workplace. 80% of that is in an ordinary district, you're talking about $400,000 of money going to the crummy teachers union.
Per district.
Per district.
How many districts are in Illinois?
There's 930 some districts in the state of Illinois, and one of them, Chicago, is a monster. But there's a lot of these places where the teachers union is gobbling up the money from our hardworking teachers, because there's a lot of decent ones out there. And now their pension that they were supposed to be paying into, it is all shot, because the unions have thrown the K-12 system about $80 billion into the hole. Its deficit. Go to our Champion News website, read Bill Zettler's articles. You'll find out chapter and verse on how what's been going on in Illinois, driven by the teachers union, the IEA. They don't like it that I call them the enemy of the republic. They're not only failing our children to educate them properly, but they're bankrupting the state, and they have ruined the pensions for the teachers and other people. The ones at the top that are running it, take a look at whoever your superintendent is of any of these districts. Typically, they're making $200,000 a year, and they'll retire at age 55 at another $200,000 a year. There is a parade of 6 or 7 of those guys before the first in the parade dies off, and we cannot pay that. So there's no way to pay that. It isn't that the state didn't put enough money in. It is the teachers union has debauched the whole thing for pensions.
You know what? When we come back after the break, I want to hear how Senator Friedman will handle pension reform.